Hit that like button for me. Hit that like button. I'm at 8,000. I'm going for 10. Skipping over now. We're going straight to the 10,000. In real life, hit that notification button if so you know when I'm up here. I gotta get into something real quick with my boys, man. My boy Vito, the voice of the people. My bro Doc, Chief Cash, the Beat 139, man. They did it real big, so I had to react to this joint, man, with the dude, Mandu, the Warrior, man. He spoke a lot of things, man, that made me go like, wow. You know, chills down your spine type conversation, man. What we about, what we moving, how we moving. The Beat 139, I'm using this under fair use. You know, that's my peoples. Good peoples, man. But out of respect for their movement, man. But I had to do a reaction to this, and some of my audience, if y'all didn't see it, man, Do the Warrior is big, man. You get my big respects, for real, man. For real. Ro Williams was good. I'm going live up here, man. I gotta do this. I gotta show my people, man. Do the Warrior speaking some good stuff, especially with the stuff with Jim Jones. He was a real dude, like overlook the bull crap of that situation, man. And it don't get no realer than that. You know, everybody want to see somebody fight, hurt somebody, all of the above. He didn't let that interfere with what he was doing, his mission. So I had to give him big props on this one, man. But we're going to get into a little bit of this, man. And, you know, let me know y'all drop some comments on some things. Even if y'all new to hearing this after this show, y'all drop some comments, because homie spitting a lot of real talk that's really needed in New York City. It's needed down here in North Carolina too, man. It's needed in South Carolina too, man. And brothers like this that could create a wave, this is what we doing. And these are the reasons why I say what I say. Not even wanting to mention him, because this here's something positive, but I got to. And things of that guy that always saying is for the kids, and kids don't do this, kids don't do that, but be nitpicking with people. But y'all know what I'm talking about. But a guy like this with his movement is very much needed out here, because we got to change that narrative of these kids waking up every day with them burners and put it on their hip just for defense every day. And it's sad that they got to live and come outside every day not to even life to be took, or to go and take somebody's life. How that even get into the equation of our culture? That's how kids wake up every day. It's like they living to die. And it don't make sense. And we got to switch it around, because a lot of fathers is not in the household. They not being trained. They look up to the OGs, and some of the OGs is their age. And it's not an OG. And some of the OGs is younger than the ones that's older. And they are calling the shots inside of that world that they are living in. And they don't know half of the stuff that they supposed to know. Some of them don't even know how to pay bills, still live in their mama house, out here unaliving people with no money, and then need their parents to come bail them out, need their parents or family members to send them money for commissary. And their own friends don't do it once they get behind them walls and don't understand. So this is very much needed, his movement and what he's saying right now, man. For real. But we're going to get into a little bit of this, y'all. Let's go.
It has always been inherently tough around here. You know what I mean? So we built for tough around here.
Oh, so
real talk.
So you from the projects. I always hear about the Hill. I always hear about the Hill in Brownsville. That's like the sluttiest of sluttiest. Is that?
Nah. The Hill is see. I'm from Brownsville. I'm from the Brownstones. I'm from Saskatoon, Southern East New York.
Okay.
But I've been in every project in Brownsville because I was a Tomahawk, and all my homies.
I was going to talk about the gangs back then.
Tomahawk.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
What's the other one called?
You know what I mean? I was a Tomahawk and I was 5%. So
right.
I always been familiar with the streets. You know what I mean? My mom was a Tomahawk back in the day, and the Black Panther. So I always was outside at an early age. You know what I'm saying? From 11, I've been in and out. And unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? But I spent most of my life behind bars. You know what I mean?
And that's crazy. Spent most of his life behind bars. And another thing is, back then we all had, the gangs that was all in the neighborhoods and different gangs and all that. But it wasn't never to the full extent of how Bloods and Crips swept our communities, man. Like a plague or something, man. Just sweeping everybody was like that's the supposed to want to be a part of something. You don't have to be a part of that. Just have your team, your boys, your friends you grew up with. You don't have to abide by that type of stuff and put in all that type of so-called work to hurt people and all of the above. You can make it to where you're doing something positive if you're going to be a blood or crip. It can be done for other things, but let's finish listening.
Hey, that's a sad story, but I'm back out here. I made it out here. I ain't washed up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get rent. I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to live the rest of my life doing something positive. That's how I got back out here. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So,
Your man,
yeah.
check us out. So, remember the movie Education of Sonny Carson?
Absolutely. I know Sonny Carson. I know the mama and them. And Akbar was my big homie. He played Wolf in the movie. And the light-skinned dude next to him, they lived on my block on Tapscott. Light-skinned dude next to him was a big dude that I admired. He was like a big brother image to me growing up. His name was Clyde. I was under these dudes. I was under their tutelage. Their first game room was on my block on Tapscott and Sutter. Anybody from Brooklyn know they can tap in. They're going to tell you that what I'm saying is the history of this area, of particular Brooklyn period. You know what I mean? But Akbar and all them was my big homies in them, man. They like 10, 12 years older than me. You know what I mean? So they was like my big bros and all that. Me growing up under them and shit like that.
Yeah, a lot of tough dudes came out.
I did coalition. Hold on one second. I did coalition with Akbar. I helped build Sally Mathis right there on Howard and on between Sutter and Pickett. I helped in East New York. I helped build those buildings. I helped build even Sutter Gardens. When Akbar and we used to have to go over there and fight for the jobs. We used to have to jump out of school buses with pipes and chains to get positions. When we used to have to do the fight back coalition, that was back early in the early 80s when Akbar and them, they stopped robbing, stealing, and dealing, and they come from a background too. You know what I mean? Because that's my mom's in them generation. You know what I mean? My parents was only 15 years older than me, so I was like right behind them. You know what I mean? So they when they 30, I'm 15. You know what I mean? And I'm 15 going in and out of group homes and jail already. Okay, so because
So that right there tells you that he been through it all. He said he been in jail the majority of his life. And a lot of y'all cats won't understand it by him just saying it. Just imagine going in the bathroom and sitting in there. Try to sit in there for 3 hours. That's a low limit. Just go in there for 3 hours and see how long you like it. And can you imagine just being in jail like he just said, growing up the majority of his life, man?
I'm following the older dudes in front of me and shit, and I'm trying to impress them. So that shit making me go far and beyond with certain things that I was doing out in the street when I was younger, why I ended up in prison doing the majority of my life behind bars. So, there's that.
So you said a majority of your life behind bars. When did you get the name Mandu Warrior? And what was the first time you've been in prison?
Okay, well, first, my name has always been Mandu since the age of 13 when I first joined the Nations of Gods and Earth. Because a lot of guys that I grew up with, and like my man Kenneth and my man Ronald, they Ken Do and Ron Do, they got to keep their original name. So my name is Emmanuel, nicknamed Manny, so I got to keep Manny and put the dude in. So my name was King Mandu, but the name Mandu Warrior particularly came from Harlem, from Lennox Avenue, 119th Street. Shout out to all my little homies and them from 119th Street, because I did 5 years. I just finished doing 32 years. Previous to that, I did 5 years. So that.
Can you imagine doing 32 years, man? Can any of y'all little homies, you're 15, 14, doing 32 years? I mean, you'll be 45 when you get out. 40. But y'all thinking it's a game out here, man. I don't know, man. Y'all ain't scared to die. Y'all ain't scared to go to jail until you get in there. And then you have to learn like he learned while he was in there, instead of learning from a person that was in there.
Total of 37 years of my adult life, I've been incarcerated. But The 5 years I did, I came home. When I went to prison, my family was in Brooklyn. When I came home, they were living uptown. So I was home for 6 months. So I was in Harlem for them 6 months. And it was a hell of a fucking 6 months that I was there. Because I done fought 3 police forces at one time with NYPD, housing and transit, all at once. I done broke their legs. They thought the block thought they was filming a movie that day. And they gonna tap in on 119th Street, J. Balls, E-Mall, Chi, rest in peace, PR, you know, okay, the whole night, the whole pool room one night, they thought I was filming. That's what they named me. Oh, Mandu Warrior. My brother Tron, named me Mandu Warrior. His name was Warrior. Before that, they was calling him that. But after they seen what I was doing to the cops on that Saturday a bunch of times and not get shot, okay? And so he just started calling me Mandu Warrior. And it stuck. That's why a lot of people thought I was from Harlem. Because the 6 months that I spent up in Harlem, because I got roots in Harlem. I'm the third cousin of Bumpy Johnson, blood relative. I'm talking about DNA. We call him our uncle, but he's not our uncle.
And look, Brooklyn and Harlem never got along, but we always got somebody from Brooklyn that we loved, that we hung with like brothers. Now up to date, a lot of Brooklyn and Harlem be together as if that rivalry never existed. And it goes to show you that it ain't where you from, it's where you at, and we all are one. We all should be sticking together. We're doing the things that we do out here instead of going by separation. Because we all come from the same neighborhood, same tenement buildings, same projects, and we don't like each other. And why wouldn't we like each other when the police in our neighborhoods policing us and locking us up and doing the bull crap to us? And now we doing this stick together thing way more than anything. And now we got to show these young cats that movement, what they doing is not it. We got to start all the way back to the bottom and clean it up down there. And that's what this man do, the Warrior guy, speaking about, man. But let's pay attention, man. He speak a lot of big facts, man. Big shouts out to him and his team and his movement. Shouts out to Beat 139, man. Doc and Vito, yeah, y'all doing your thing with this one. This interview touched me. I had to react to this one.
We share grandparents together. My grandfather and him are first cousins. Their parents are brothers. They share grandparents together. But I'm his blood relative. My last name is Johnson. My family moved from Harlem to Brooklyn. Me and all my siblings were born in Brooklyn. And then I went to prison and came back. They was home. They was in Harlem. I went back to prison, did the 32 years. They're all over the place now.
Shout out to the Beat 139. They up here live on the chat, man. What up, what up, what up? It's time for Boosie to come back up there, man. I'm loving what y'all doing, man. I had to react to this joint right here. This is a need be. And a lot of people, man, anybody that's listening in, make sure y'all share this, and y'all go to the Beat 139 also and share their page. Because this here needs to go worldwide, man. This is a big one right here, man.
And dude, did anybody ever tell you look like Debo, Sonny Liston? I mean, Sonny.
No, they told me I look like my man Shannon Briggs out here every time I walk.
Shannon Briggs.
They always, even when I had the dreads and Shannon. Me and Shannon look a lot alike, like a lot. We both big, we both got the same type of voice. We Brownsville, we both born in the same hood. You know what I'm saying? Me, him, and Mike, Pigs. All of us is from Brownsville. All of us is writing. We all the same age. All of us is 58, almost touching 60, and been through the same type of circumstances, similar circumstances, and growing up in these streets in Brooklyn, period. You know what I mean? We was out here bopping crazy, from fist fights to guns. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things going on at that time.
So let me ask you a question, right? So you grew up, you was a 5%, so how did you get into the Bloods gang and stuff like that?
Well, I was doing time already. I went in prison, like I said, from the age of 13, I was with the Nation of Gods and Earth. And the older I got, the more serious I got, because I started meeting a lot of older guards. I know like 6 of the first 9 born, you know what I mean, that I was actually in their classes in prison, you know. So when I got older, I'm in prison with a lot of these older guards, so I started taking things more seriously. But around 92, 93, I was up north already doing time. And I was coming down. Excuse me?
Yeah, big shout out to my boy, man. Shout out to Ron Bulls. I see you up there. And the beat, y'all definitely got to come to my platform, baby. We got to do something, man. For real, we got to do something, man. Y'all doing your thing, man. For real. Thumbs up to y'all. I love it. This what we talk about right here, man. If we don't do it, who is, huh?
Hello?
Now we ain't saying that.
I thought you was asking interrupted. However, I was coming down from court for some cases and stuff like that I'll choose not to speak about. If you know, you know. If you don't, you won't. But I was coming down from court, and while I was down there, it hadn't hit upstate prison yet, but it was a bunch of Spanish people down there. The Netas and Latin Kings had Rikers Island on lock. There was thousands of them down there, and I never seen that before. I seen them. They always clicked up, but I ain't never seen them click up and on some Devo shit, on somewhere they just taking over everything. I ain't never seen that before. So because it hadn't came up north yet, because up north the guard bodies is deep, the Muslims is deep, and then you got the little Rochester, the upstate crew. They all stick together, and everybody in Brooklyn stick together. Period. Even if we don't like each other, we hold each other down. Period. Even other cliques, Brooklyn dudes hold each other down. And
That's a fact. One thing about jail, Brooklyn always stuck together in that joint, boy. For real. But you got a lot of my Harlem dudes, man, that held it down in there. My brother Stein, 140th is one of them, man. He see you from Harlem, and you come through, he gonna hold you down. But yeah, we gonna get back into this.
so, however, I come down from court to Rikers Island, and I'm seeing this shit where the Spanish dudes is going crazy. They wilding on black dudes down there. The only people they ain't wilding on is the Muslims and the 5%ers. And that's because our numbers match theirs, right? It's mad guard bodies on Rikers Island. It's mad Muslims. And even when we don't get along, we hold each other down and somebody else trying to flip on them. You find what I'm trying to say? But I was one of the 5%ers that wasn't with that peace treaty shit, right? At that time, because I'm not going to witness another black man coming to my house, even if he's that 5% of a Muslim. He ain't got to be no religious. He's black. That's all the fuck I care about. I'm not going to sit there and let Poppy and him wild his ass up. What the fuck I look like? Me and all my friends supposed to just sit here talking about black empowerment. We just going to see a brother get beat down because he ain't saying that he one of us? Nah. So we went from G-O-D to D-O-G, from God to dogs. We fought back and did what we did. Of course, we won the war. However, at that time, it was necessary. But once we won, we want to get back to the peace.
And see, that's the point right there. Is one of the points that I wanted to make. When you fight for something that's right, then you got to go ahead, you poke the bear, you got to step up and handle your business. But you can't never lose the focus of getting off track about what you really stand for. But sticking together is a must. It's a must, man. When we somewhere and we outnumbered, and you see a person over there that needs some help, you don't turn your back on that, man. It is what it is. If you coming out with scars and all that. We be outside every day playing basketball, get scars. Riding motorcycles, dirt bikes, riding bicycles, fall down, get scars. So stand up for what's right when it comes to us. Our coaches the only ones that don't stick together, man. And when you got people like homie, yeah, we'll go a long way. We got plenty of people like him out there, but he's one that's up here taking a stand, speaking on it. So that's why I had to react off of this, off of the Beat 139, and also commend them for even having somebody such as this brother on their channel, man. That's called moving smart and building their brand.
I don't want to continue the war. Once we see that these dudes came to an understanding and humble themselves to not do what they was doing to us, we don't want to have to put that back on them. Go, what the fuck? I ain't what I got down for, because I could have just mind my business. I was okay. Poppy and them ain't never came in and invade my airspace. I was watching Martin, Soul Train, getting on the phone. I ain't had to put my hands on nobody for any of those luxuries. You understand what I'm trying to say? I came to the door and they already knew the 4-4 was there. So I ain't had to act up. Plus I've been in there. I done saved these dudes' lives. All the dudes that was oppressing other people. When I've been in this since group home, since DFY. I know all these dudes from day one when we was all 11, 12, 13, growing up into our adulthood behind in prison. So I know all these cats anyway. You know what I mean? So I'm talking about know them in a way where either we friends or we foes, but it's gonna be a line of respect. You know what I mean? So, me moving the way I did, I saved a lot of them. You know what I mean? I helped a lot of them down. I got a lot of them out of sticky situations. You know what I mean? Where they almost couldn't have made it home, or they would have made it home that in one piece. You know, so that's it, and that right there is one of the reasons why I was able to bring peace and stop a lot of violence while I was inside prison. I mean, I walked in jail.
See, he was learning that already from inside of the prison. And these are the reasons why he's trying to help show y'all don't go through what he went through. Don't get in there and then realize, damn, man, this ain't what it is. Now you got nothing but time to figure it out. When you could be outside doing what you need to do, you can listen to a brother like him. And he basically saying also, after, he went to war with the kid, with the other people, if they would have chilled, if they chilling out, he ain't with the war and he ain't with none of that. He would bring in the peace, as long as they humble themselves. So it take a real man to do what he did and learn what he learned. And it's basically he sacrificed himself to be outside today, because that's what's needed now. This youth is unaliving each other way more than anything. So maybe, I don't know, God might have had a vision for him to be in jail so he can do what he's doing right now and live the rest of his days on this earth a good life. This is deep right here, 139.
Where they warring and they in there tearing each other the hell up. Okay, I come in there, they be so happy that I come in places like that because I know so many of the leaders of all different fractions that I grew up with, that I befriended. You know what I mean? We had situations together. We had a line of respect. So when I come in the spot, I'm able, and not only am I telling them to stop, giving them something else to do, I created programs. I had dudes doing Shakespeare acting programs, talent shows. We was writing hood plays together.
Wow, that's big. He in jail, got him writing hood plays and all that. But he been in jail the majority of his life. What do you know about writing plays and showing them what to do, as if he was a teacher in school? I did plays in school, in elementary. I was in plays and all that. That's stuff our teachers teach us. And he grew up in prison and knew to teach these cats that give him something to do instead of being in there fighting like savages. And that's what they want you to do, because jail's supposed to rehabilitate when you're in there. They don't care about that. They let you fight. The COs start fights amongst each other or amongst the inmates and all that. And he was in there correcting all of that. This is deep.
Idea that you came up, and I would push it, debo the administration, and boom, and we would all be in the auditorium performing.
He deboed the administration to get the auditorium and all that. Yo, this is a good one, man.
For each other, just to entertain each other, give each other some type of skill set. They come out here to be transferable, where we don't end up back in fucking prison for the rest of our lives. We've been here long enough at that time.
So you was part of the first waves of the Bloods in '93?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, first wave, first generation. And like I said, listen, what you see today is not what we were doing then. It's not even a shadow of it. All right? Because that's not what I run. I'm Panther Rays. You know what I'm saying? I'm the God. I'm ruling the nations, the gods on earth. I'm the wise, conscious black man. I'm not doing no bestiality shit, 85 and shit like that. That ain't what my mama raised me to be. And that ain't what I want to be. I ain't trying to be like that. I ain't a follower of self-destruction. I'm trying to level the fuck up, that crash out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about, crash out? And when you trying to do some stupid shit than me, I'm going to show you that I'm going to crash out on a level that you cannot imagine. Okay? So, but those days is behind me. I'll press forward. And like the roster culture that I was a Levite priest for almost 25 years, we said forward ever, backwards never. Rastafari.
So when you came home, Mandu, right? So, what did you do when you came home? Like, far as like you saying that you grew up around that life, but then you came home, you wanted to make a difference. So what did you do? How did you transition?
The Beat 139 said, men got to value life. Ron Book said, man, if we stuck together now like we stuck together in our days, man, we will be real strong. That's a fact. Ron Book said facts instead of valuing money. Oh yeah, he's reacting to what the Beat said. These young men got to value life. Book said facts instead of value money. Exactly.
Oh man, so immediately, first of all, I supposed to get out of prison over 20 years ago. It wasn't like I waited till the last year or the last 90 days to say, hey, when I go home, what the fuck I'm gonna do? That ain't my style. I don't run like that. I think you see how crackers think 5 years ahead? I think 10 years ahead. I'm a futuristic thinker. Okay? I think way ahead of the line because I had a lot of time to spend with myself. I did 16 years in solitary confinement, 12 years without coming out my cell to go to the yard to see the sun. Because every time I come out, I gotta put my hands on some redneck that's always talking about my long, luxurious dreads. Like
Now, can you imagine, man? He said 12 years in solitary confinement, or 12 or 13 years. I don't know how many he just said. He did that many confinement, and then the rest inside of a cell. Y'all couldn't even imagine, young cats, being in a bathroom. I give you 3 hours. 3 hours in the bathroom, man. Y'all wouldn't even imagine, man. Y'all better pay attention, man. Make sure y'all share this, man. Share this, man, please. And go to the Beat 139. Y'all can see the interview and get the full effect of it. I'm just breaking down parts. Because this here is a serious one right here, man. For real. For real, for real. If you never met this guy or heard him on this platform, the way he's speaking right now, you would think that he's just all gangster and all talk. But you can see now that this is real reality, man. Brought to y'all by Beat 139, man. I had to react to this one, man. This one is serious right here, y'all. For real.
Like some animals are, and I'm not gonna argue back with them. I'm gonna put my hands and feet on them, I'm gonna teeth on them. I'm gonna do something to them immediately. Okay, so I spend a lot of time with myself doing a lot of research on things outside myself and within my own mental and spiritual state. That's why I was a teacher, a facilitator, and a mentor and a scholar of so many religions. I even taught the white boys who's using the Odin, Wooden, Thor religion in prison to recruit Aryan nations. They begged me to teach their class because all my classrooms were so full, we got to use the auditorium. And I taught Latinos, Caribbeans, African American, everybody from Wicca to Luciferian, just for fun, just because I felt like they asked me to teach their class. What y'all want to do? I go buy a bunch of books on that subject, learned it so well where I was able to teach it. So,
this dude is brilliant, man. God damn. And see, these are the type of things where we need to start GoFundMe for people like him, man. And try to find facilities, people that might got facilities that they're not even doing nothing with, that we can be able to donate to a person like him for these kids to have somewhere to go. And that's why they outside wilding too, really don't have nowhere to go no more. So this the type of stuff that's needed, man. This GoFundMe for people like him that's gonna make real good use of the money, man. For real, this is needed, man. He got the Aryan Nation people want him to help them and show them how to teach their classes. Because one thing I do know, black is powerful. And we created a lot of these things on this planet. All of the things that we normally use in our everyday day of life, man. So for him to have those brain skills, teaching from prison without even being taught in school. Now, he might have took some classes in school inside of the prison, but I'm telling you, this right here probably was his calling, and he had to be a sacrifice to go to jail early to learn this stuff, man, because of what was about to happen that's going on now, for real.
Yes, I did a lot of things in there to keep myself occupied, to prepare for my reentry. Because I never believed that they say they gave me 271 years of life. I didn't believe that. I knew I was going to get around there. I knew I was going to get the hell out, right? Because they were just, when you was moving the way I was moving, they were just a little bit too anxious. So,
Ron Borg said, Boosie, did you see the video he stopped the girl from getting jumped? Big facts. Just saw it yesterday, man. Just saw it yesterday. And that was on the block where I used to be at, 144 Broadway in Hamilton, man. Those is my stomping grounds, man. I seen that. That was big, for real. And that's what made me start watching more, for real.
Keep me in there. They were just a little bit too anxious and they did a little bit too much. And a little bit too much was just all befell upon them, and that was the key to get me back out here. Okay? Sometimes the police can get a little bit too anxious, and they get a little bit too outrageous and too crazy. And when they do that, something you just sit back and let them go back and just say, you know what, that's the key for me to get out. Because all that, you gotta leave evidence. Everything that you said I did, you gotta have evidence for that. Okay? I ain't did that goddamn thing to nobody. That's why I'm back out here.
So Warrior, so
that type of shit.
So Mandu, I did a little research, and when I first, well, not when everybody and start seeing you, you came on the scene, and when you came and you spoke about Jim Jones, your anger. Now it plays. Now I see where your anger come from, because you basically saying that you want to change and give these kids an opportunity to, stay away from gangs, to do the right thing. So when Hocus 4/5 did the drop your flag challenge,
Right,
you
right,
came
right.
out with a storm against Jim Jones, because Jim Jones said he think that you shouldn't drop your flag. You could do other things. And so now I'm pretty much seeing your rage, because you basically saying how you was inside. Your rehabilitation started inside before you.
This right here was one of the biggest questions, man. I wanted y'all to see. This one right here that really made me say, yo, I gotta react to this one right here. This show you what type of real man that he is right here, man. This right here shows it, man.
Came home.
Yeah, but my rehabilitation was self. I'm autodidactic. These are things that I wanted for myself. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Already
And
down,
the things
what
that
up?
I was able to gather for myself to rehabilitate myself, to make myself mentally and spiritually stronger for all the things that I endured while I was in there, the comas. I was put in a coma for 7.5 months in Attica. That's why I got banned from certain prisons. I got banned from the word banned. The B, capital B-A-N, from all.
And this is another thing. Y'all heard what he said? This is what the youth need to hear right here. He got put in a coma while in prison, man, for 7 months. And y'all think y'all want to go through something like this? Put in a coma, and this is a big dude right here. He telling y'all how he jumps on the popo in there and all that with no hesitation. And y'all think y'all could withstand this type of stuff? Y'all will never feel it until you really in there feeling it. But if y'all get your brains right, out of 100 young cats, even if he reach 2 or 3, and that's how I feel when I be talking. That's how I feel when the beat be talking they positive stuff. That's how I feel when Unique be talking his positive stuff. If you can get 2 or 3 out of 100, you're doing your job right, and hopefully them 2 or 3 could continue on and spread, because they're in the middle of the youth, man. But he's saying some powerful stuff right here.
The worst prisons in New York State. You got to be some type of special for where they say, don't bring this motherfucker back here ever again. We don't give a fuck if he in here for life. He can't come to Attica. He can't come to Clinton. He can't come to this spot. The whole list they ran out of jails to kick me out of. Okay?
How a person get kicked out of jail, man? If that ain't powerful, I don't know what y'all call it, man. That's crazy right there. That's but good crazy, but I'm just saying, kicked out of every jail for his movement. Y'all kids better pay attention, man.
Where I can't even go to the box in that jail. So that was all because I believed that I was going to raise enough hell to get out, and I'm going to raise enough hell to stay out. So when Jim made that statement, I know what I contribute and others contribute like me, because I'm not the onlyest one. See, it ain't just me. I wish I was a special individual that banged for the revolution that we fought. It was other revolutionaries on those fields who their names are way too many for me to run down the list, and I wouldn't even make an attempt because I don't want to miss anybody on that list that's worthy to be on it, right? In such a rush to try to prove a point. However,
Smart.
the war that I was fighting in, and what the pain and that I suffered and endured and witnessed, that other of my comrades suffered and endured, the time they expand. I know brothers that came in with skid bids end up doing life bids. I know brothers that came in skid bids and died in the penitentiary.
For y'all that don't know what skid bids is, if you're young listening to this platform, skid bids mean you came in with a little bit of time, and then you end up with life. You might went in there with 2 years, 3 years, 6 months, but you get in there with your homeboys and you think this is what jail is all about. Yeah, get your knife. Yeah, who we got beef with? Oh, word. They don't like them. Oh, word. Oh, I want their food. I want to take their sneakers, and end up in fighting and poking somebody and taking their life, and now you in there for life, and you only had 6 months to do. 2 years to do, 3 years to do, 5 years to do, and end up with life. That's really crazy, man. It's really crazy. So that's what skid bit mean, what he's saying. If y'all don't understand and y'all up here listening, man, let's finish.
In that war, okay? In that war. And we ain't talking about prison on prison war. We talking about because when I'm around, I ain't got all of us in there fighting each other. The hell with all that. I'm talking about where the one who turned the key that's in there beating us to death because he don't care what color you is, what color flag you repping. They kill and maim and beat every last one of us. I'm the one that's going to galvanize all of us to keep that shit at bay. So I know what I contribute. I know what others, thousands of other men contribute. Families that contribute, the mothers, the daughters of them that was being turned back, coming up there with mad packages, and they'll beat you on the way to the visiting room while your family is they sitting at the table, got a package room full of packages for you, full of food for you, happy to come and visit you, and on the way to the visiting room, you be assaulted. They'll beat you on the way to the visiting room and tell your family and cancel the visit while they left all this groceries there and they go back home heartbroken, traumatized. Okay? This goes on a regular. I came home to fight against that. So when he made that statement, because I want to give young brothers that made a mistake by
Y'all young boys better pay attention to what he's saying, man. Your family come visit you, they whoop on you. You don't even get your commissary that your family bringing to you, your groceries and all that. And now your family going home heartbroken. You ain't just doing the time by yourself. Your family is doing time with you. They don't even get to see you. Y'all better pay attention, man. Make sure y'all share this, man. Share this and hit that like button for me, man. Let's go.
Into that. Because a lot of these dudes get with that on the pretense that they feeling the dudes that they joined you with immediately. They say, I'm in my neighborhood, right? I'm feeling my homeboys that I grew up with. We done spent the night at each other's houses. Our grandparents and parents go to church together. They know each other. We damn near cousins and family, right? And now these guys go to prison. They come back in the neighborhood. They gang banging. I'm feeling them. They influencing me. I'm joining because these are my friends. I know they care about me. But once I join, now I get in trouble and I end up someplace else with some other guys repping this shit. But them guys ain't feeling me like the guys I joined, and I ain't feeling these motherfuckers either. So now you find yourself in a sticky situation, because now you done picked up this flag over here with the dudes that was actually your friends, but you taking it and you carrying it and finding yourselves in other locations where there's some other guys with that same color flag, and they're like, who the hell are you? And who brought you in? Well, we don't know you or your homie, and even if we did know him, you got to perform in this area. Right?
That's called G-checking. Now you're going to get G-checked, and you're supposed to be a part of the same thing. So they're making sure that you ain't fronting and lying that you're a part of this organization just for protection and or clout chasing. And if they find out that you are not a part of it, then you're going to get beat down to the fullest degree. And or he's still saying they probably still ain't feeling you anyway. And that's the thing that's not good about this situation. It's always blood on blood, crip on crip, fighting and hurting each other. And they're supposed to be a part of the same thing. Even if they find out you are part of the same thing, it's just something about you that they don't like. That's the separation in us as a culture and black people. We ain't never supposed to dislike each other anyway. Period. People might don't see eye to eye on certain things and all that. I get it, but I'm just saying, if you're in those type of places and we are not at home, but we are the same color, we supposed to stick together. And that don't mean go against fighting white people, China people, black people. We stick together, and even if we might have to help, like Mandu said, he'll help anybody. It ain't about color. It's just about doing the right thing. And that's what's powerful about what we watching right now. But let's continue, man. This brother is serious.
They said in the movie Training Day, you see, you got to put your homework in around here, right? So you end up in sticky situations, and now it's either do or die, all right? It's either eat food or be food. So I want to give the young brothers who realized that when it was too late that they made a mistake, they ain't got the credentials to just drop or lay down their flag. To drop your flag is not my thing. I didn't lay it down, right? I would have said retire or lay it down, right? I'll agree the West Coast to a certain degree about that, because dropping it means just throwing it on the floor and disrespecting it, right? And that all of what you did believe in at the time, even if you didn't believe it no more, right? It's just like it was all for naught. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the origin of it. However, when I want to give dudes safe passages out of that for the dudes who don't got the rep to get out, right? Where they just can't lay it to the side, drop it respectfully, and just walk away without some type of danger. We want to be as OGs as we want to be able to go and speak to other big homies and say, yo, I think it's best for you to let this kid go. Because this kid ain't built for this shit anyway. Whatever direction you guys are going in, this kid ain't built for it. You know when his shit gets sticky, he or she ain't built for it. Give them safe passage. And protect their hood at the same time. So that's what I want for the younger brothers and sisters that made a mistake and came into this. But by Jim, he's been out here for years, and these kids listen to his music. They may heard of me. I'm kind of mythic to them, but he's stationary. He's been part of their lives, and they've been under his influence and a fan of his music and his lyrics for as long as he's been in the industry. So he got a big voice, and I'm saying that's counterproductive to a person like me who put literally my body and life and time and blood, sweat, and tears on the line by choice, willingly, repeatedly, over and over and over again. Okay, where sometimes it was a daily occurrence for months at a time when we was on Rikers Island and the thing, Africa, and all these other horrible places. Okay, so I know what was taken from my life and what I was contributing for him to just so lightly just do what he did. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, damn, bro, because I've been on 5 years. I've been peaking, and I ain't been paying no mind to him because I'm too busy over here saving lives, doing what I'm doing for the streets. I'm trying to get a redeemable ticket to someplace nice, because it ain't been nice down here for me. I done been in the pits of hell. I just told you I spent the last 37 years of my life as an adult in the set.
The pits of hell. 37 years, man. None of y'all cats could never even imagine. Never. Ron Book said he about to say something real powerful. And I'm waiting. And I already know what you about to say, what you talk about, Boogs. But this is deep. Let's go.
Okay? And I mean, literally in a fucking cell. And I know what that feels like. I ain't trying to go back to no place like that.
Hey, so
I
Mandu, I don't mean to cut you off, right?
Okay?
Mandu.
So for him to say that, that's why I came at him the way I did, because there was a lot of pent up shit in me that I already know about him, that I just mind my business, because I don't know him personally, but I know him by proxy just like he knows me through the people. The reason, and let me make this clear, I don't want you to think about no faith no more. I'm too busy to be out here fighting anybody. I'm out here fighting poverty, crime, and the homicide and death rate.
And now he bust what he just said. He offered, everybody know he offered Jim Jones a fair one. What's up? He's man enough now to say, I don't even Yeah, I'm back. Little interruption, but like I was saying, pride kills everything. Pride kills everything. So it take a real man to get up and say, I don't even want to fight. I was in my body that time to want to fight Jimmy. I'm too busy over here fighting to save these kids. I ain't thinking about that no more. That's real man stuff, man time, man. For real, man. Another big thumbs up. This podcast is deep right here on the Beat 139, man. It's deep. I had to react to this joint, man. Let's finish, man.
My neighborhood. I'm trying to make my neighborhood a little bit more safer where kids ain't walking around getting shot by stray bullets and 16-year-old kids ain't shooting 13-year-old kids in the face. So I ain't got time to be fading and fighting one individual. I'm gonna let his conscience be the battle that he need to win. He gotta fight that fight with God. I'm too busy over here helping these kids, trying to keep these mothers' eyes dry and not have them break down. And some mothers dying months. I know of 2 cases where the mothers died a year to the date after they lost a child, or a week after the date they lost a child.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. What he's saying, for y'all young cats that don't understand, after a mother lost their child, they couldn't get over it. They couldn't snap back into the real life, a real mental of how they was, growing up, to the fact that when they had their child, now their child lost their life to the streets. They couldn't snap out of it, and their heart was broke so bad that they end up passing away. And y'all need to pay that a lot of attention, man. Because he's keeping it 1,000. He's out here trying to save the mothers from heartache as well. This is deep. L Blizz, what up? I see you. Ron Boogs that said, this real spill, straight grown man action. That's a fact. He's saying he ain't got time to be fighting no one person. At one time he was in his body and ready to fight Jim or whatever, but he'll let that man conscience catch up with him, or God, he got to deal with God or whatever. But hopefully Jim take notes to this too, with whatever he believe in, and if it can make things better, if that makes sense. Because ain't nobody perfect, so we ain't going against Jim up here neither. We not doing that. Hopefully, whatever lessons to be learned out of just homie movement, and they said they know the same people, which he's going to speak about that in a minute, then it take another man to grow a little longer than another man. So we can't condemn what Jim feel or how he feel, but I really respect what Mandu said, what he stand for, and he ain't letting his pride get in the way. He say he busy and he ain't thinking about fighting nobody. This is big, man. 139, boy, y'all did it with this one.
Heartbreak. That's just real talk. That's a real talk. And I seen it. I witnessed it. I'm going to the funerals. I got to go. So I'm talking to the parents and the grandmothers and the siblings and everybody ready to crash out. And for him to just say that, I felt some type of way. I was in my feelings too. And yeah, I'm over it. I'm too busy. I got bad other shit to do. I got lives to save. I ain't got time to be bickering back and forth. I ain't doing the gate banging in the street with nobody.
So he got lives to save, man. This brother here is serious, man. We got to figure out a way to add to what he's doing, man. For real. I know these platforms is definitely a start for him, but I'm sure he could do other things if he had more access to a lot of other things, man. But yeah, we gonna get to that.
He's busy. I'm busy. I just hope he think a little bit deeper about his next move when it comes to the youth. You know what I mean? If you want to challenge.
All right, so question. Let me ask you a question.
Do more for the kids.
Mandu, so did you and Jim Jones have like any type of back and forth talk? I looked at something on Instagram where you was like, I'll meet you here. You ain't never did no time. You don't know what it is. Just talk about
that. Nah, hell no, that ain't me. No.
It's another good question right here, man. Vito asked a good question too, man. Y'all pay attention, man.
That was me when I wowed him up the first time. But I ain't no Twitter. I ain't got no Twitter fingers. I ain't with all that stupid shit. And I ain't go back and forth with him. After I told him, reminded him of who I was through my brother, he had nothing to say. Everything else after that was through communication, through back alleys and shit like that, because he got people next to him that I know personally, that I raised up and comrades with, and I got some of his people is in my camp. So everybody, the whole city was lit. Everybody was talking. So and everybody want the best for both of us, both of our camp. Plus, like I said, he got.
That's what's big right there, and that's another thing. Reasons why a lot of this stuff shouldn't go on, because everybody know everybody, man. Everybody got love for each other, And you know, certain things could go too far. But once again, like I said, the man said, "I ain't thinking about it no more. It's over. I was upset and riled up or whatever, and he's not no more. He let that go under the bridge, and a lot of their friends on both sides want to see both of them win and the best for each other. That's what's powerful right here. Now, hopefully, Jimmy, you know, speak out, say something good and positive too, man. For real, for real. That's what's gonna be good for the youth and show these youth. Y'all don't need to be out there beef with each other. And sometimes if you do, I know people get mad and say things they don't want to say, or they say things they want to say, but they realize later on they might have shouldn't have said it, and end up being back cool and doing some things together and showing other people. Now we creating a wave with that, with what all of this is all about, man. This is a powerful joint.
People in this camp, that's my people, blood relatives, that's there. You follow what I'm trying to say? That's my family. All right? So that's the reason why we ain't getting crazy with it. It ain't worth it anyway. Ain't nobody, he definitely ain't worth me ending up back in the fucking cell. I ain't come out here and crash out. I had to crash out of prison to get the fuck out of here. I ain't crashing. That's called crash in. I ain't crashing out to get back in. That's their thing. That ain't my thing. Man, don't do that. Anybody that know me know I ain't never no fucking crash out here. Just because I talk angry and I sound like a 70s wrestler, that's because I grew up in the fucking 70s.
That definitely sound like a 70s wrestler.
Yeah, we gotta give it to him. He's I call him like the gullible giant. All my big dudes I'm cool with that ain't nothing to play with, but they good people at heart, man. I call them gullible giants, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what kind of guy this guy is, man. But he's standing on man time, man. This is real, boy.
Yeah, I know I sound like everybody. Ultimate Warrior, you know, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah,
shout out to my mom. That was
that.
a favorite.
Hey man, dude, check this out. So let's take it somewhere else different, right? So let's talk about that paintball event you had with the youth in the community and how you got these dudes to squash beef and all that type of stuff. That was kind of big right there, man.
And that's what it is. My brother Jay is trying to get on the phone. He said, "Did you get to work?" And he's hit me right now. So I'm just gonna call him, right? And
Ron Book said something real big. He said Jim should join them and possibly put some paper behind their movement to take it further and better. Facts. That, and we start that GoFundMe, all of the above. That's a big fact, though. That'll be powerful right now for the youth. It'll be powerful because it'll start a trend and a wave, man. You right, Books.
I'm gonna tell you a little about it. I'm gonna segue to him, but I'm gonna call him FaceTime on my phone and let him speak to the people because this brother is dope, right? He's the founder and the CEO of in the ITF in the field painting. Paintball.
Hey man, dude, tell him to hit the link and we can get him on the screen with you.
Well, let me call him because that's what I'm saying. He was in the room, and this is a young guy. I don't know how all us old motherfuckers get hit buttons. What's wrong with my mans, man? You know what I'm saying? Now we gotta teach him how to work this shit. Give me a second.
We're gonna get to it.
It has ops, war and fact in games, right? You know, two gangs they ain't getting along. And the leaders of these gangs want some type
Just when you thought we'd done it all, Olive Garden now delivers. Only at olivegarden.com. Hendrick.
When you're ready for your next vehicle, come see us at Hendrick Toyota Apex. With our quick and easy process, you can get pre-approved for financing online or see the value of your trade-in in seconds, all before you set foot on the lot, saving you
This robotic puppy looks so real, it completely fooled my neighbour who's a veterinarian. I've been
some type of truth so they need to get shit off their chest. With people allowed to say it, nobody going to sell. So
this live real reaction, man. So y'all got the commercial too for a second, but let's go.
They've worked with guys from Chicago, Detroit. If you go to their page, ITF in the field on paintball, you'll see a lot of videos of them in other states. And they got these, like I said, they got these young gang members, and they take it to the field. And it's not just they giving them the paintball on gun, and they just go in there and shoot and trying to kill the shit out of each other. It's not like that. That is part of them trying to win, defeat the ops. But it's also rites of passage type of thing on there because it teaches them how to work together. And at the end, it teaches them how to work together as a unit, how to work out differences, and we also teach them gun responsibility at the same time too. We ain't teaching them how to go in there paramilitary and just kill the shit out of each other's body. We ain't that definitely that is a thing.
But yeah, that's big, man. I want y'all to go to the Beat 139. Y'all go in there and check out the full interview. I just needed y'all to hear a lot of those valuable points that this brother was making. And I want y'all to understand how real this is and how real it can get. He's speaking about how he's taking these people that are in the gangs and going to these fields, people that are, I guess, somewhat rivalries, and taking them in the fields and, you know, with the paintball guns, and, you know, going at each other and teaching them how to utilize gun awareness or gun responsibility, should I say, for real. And, you know, he's creating something big, and this is my thing. I wanted to say, like, what was my point that I had, man? As far as starting something with him, with the, damn, I was comparing it to something, man. But we need to create something like that GoFundMe. And it was something a point that I was comparing the GoFundMe to that is needed, because he also speaks in this, and this is why y'all need to see it. Go see the full interview if you didn't see it, about how he's not even getting government funding. He takes his hard-earned money. Even if he got to pay a bill, he'll sometimes take the money because he have to do something with the kids and make sure that happens before he even pay a bill. And he said he'll figure it out. He'll make sure, you know, the bill or whatever he have to pay will get done. Things won't get cut off around his house. That's what's, yo, this brother's so powerful. When I actually was hearing that as well, I said, yo, I gotta react to this one and let my audience see it if they didn't see it already. For real, man. We need to figure out a way to get behind this brother and get some money to his movement. Ron Book said trying to better the youth and give them some guidance is a power move. That's a fact, because they are out of control, unaliving each other, and this is crazy. And that is a wave that will have after people like us are gone, that wave will still be rolling and rolling. It'll push us all the way out, and that wave will be all the way effective at the cats that's doing it now and doing it at our age bracket. So imagine what the cats will be doing under their age bracket. Some of them will get it and catch it when they get our age bracket. No, they can't do it no more. No, in jail ain't a joke. But we trying to show them now, because it got to cut that cycle of where it's beginning at the bottom with no kids. With the kids that don't have their fathers to keep them out of the bull crap right now. Some of them is doing good. Some mothers, we got to give a shout out to the mothers out there that raise some boys and turn them into men without fathers and utilize the tools that they had, their brothers or their uncles or their fathers. So we got to give that too, but it's more effective with majority of fathers being around. So it's rough. It's rough, but we got to figure out a way to get behind them. I had a great point, man, but I was so deep into it and trying to make sure that I break some points down to y'all reacting to it. I done forgot. But it's something that, to the matter of that GoFundMe, man, that is very much needed for this brother and getting these buildings where he could go and teach and even train people to teach if he's not even there. He could plant the seed and keep it moving. The same way that he said them Aryan Nation brothers wanted him to show them how to do it for a better life for their up and coming, man. For real. We need to figure that out. And that was a good point you made too. Jim would be love if Jim get behind it too with some money, because that's a start right there. And even if he put the money through the GoFundMe, and it be known that he put it through the GoFundMe, not that he'll be showing off and none of that, just that he's starting it off. He's starting it off. Because if this keep happening at the rate that it's happening, far as our youth out here wake up every day for unaliving and trying to survive without being unalived, it's not gonna be good for our culture. That right there gonna kill us off. And that really means we are the last of a dying breed, man. And the only thing that's gonna end up is back slavery, and it's gonna be more easier because they're gonna have everybody in jail, in jail, in jail. And that's it. You see Trump trying to send people over to the third world countries to go to jail now. And they thinking it's a game. Where the jails is nowhere near over here. You got luxury in jail over here. You laying down on a sheet with nothing to cover you up every night for years. That's crazy. Eating stuff that look like something that you would, some old gravy in a bowl. And you get hungry enough, you will eat it. And then imagine where your mental gonna go, your mental state of mind having to live like that for years. All because we didn't get out here and put this work in like Mandu. We didn't participate in what he doing. And it's a whole bunch of other people just like him, like he said. It's a whole bunch. And we got ours out here. We got Unique. We got Lou Sims doing this thing, give it back. Shoot. We got like the Beat 139. Just this alone right here is big. We got a lot of people, man. And I don't really want to name too many names neither, because if I forget something, like homie said, that was a valuable point. But it's a lot of people that's out here that's putting that work in. But you got a lot of people out here that's against what we doing, especially when they listen to people that say they doing things for the kids, but they not out here showing what they do for the kids. And I went online and showed them what I do for the kids. I went on another, I think I did a video. I didn't do a live. I did a video showing them what I do for kids. And plenty more to come. And that's a fact. Because the kids is all we got, man. And not only that, everybody want their kids to live good. Everybody want to see other people smiling and happy. I should hope so. But, yeah, man. This right here was a powerful episode, man. Y'all make sure y'all get over there to Beat 139 and really absorb that interview with him all the way through, so you can really feel the power behind it. And make sure y'all share it, and make sure y'all share this right here, man, because this is definitely one that needs to go viral. See, stuff like this don't go viral, and I started to put something negative up there to make it sound negative until I reeled everybody in, and then they started seeing what we would have been up here talking about. But that always reel people in quicker than something positive. Always. So that's why we got to share this type of stuff. Share it, man. We got to share it till we push it down all these people to down their throats and make them understand what we trying to do out here, man. Because this is very serious, man. Very serious, man. My baby boy's 16, man. But we ain't playing about him. And he stay active in sports. He's doing right in school and all that. So that's a good thing. Don't want him to get caught up out there in that world. It's still easy for him to get caught up because he can't be around us all the time. And there's gang members everywhere amongst everything. And some gang members doing good in school, but they still follow the trend. And that ain't good. They think that that's a trend to follow, to be a part of. Now they actually making up RICOs and locking everybody up and making up things on them and sending them out of here. And the kids ain't understanding that part. They think it's cute to be in jail or be able to say, I just came home from being locked up. They think that that's the it thing. And I guarantee you they don't understand it until they get there. And that's the craziest thing that I ever heard in my life. When all these real gangsters coming home and like, man, that ain't it. But they not going to pay us no attention. And I told them, I'm going again live tonight. But Like I always tell them, you won't understand it. No, like I tell people, only reason why we tell our stories, what we went through, so these kids will say, oh, okay, he went through it. I could listen to him. Mandu the Warrior dude, he been through it. That's why I was letting y'all hear the majority of what he went through and all that. So if kids do come up here, or your parents is up here, let your kids see this. Send them over to the Beat 139. Let them see it. Because they will say, oh, he been through it. I could listen to him. If you ain't never been through it, and you try to tell these young cats something, they looking at you like you crazy. They think you a square. So they ain't gonna believe you unless they really know, oh, okay, yeah, he a real legend. Oh, he a real person. Oh, yeah, he really did it. And then they'll take it face value. Facts. So yeah, man, make sure y'all share that. Hit that like button for me, man. If y'all new up here on the channel, please subscribe. I'm going in tonight. I gotta react to that unique joint with Max B. It's a beautiful thing. See, Max B went in, did 16 years of something that he wasn't even near. For some, he wasn't even there, but you know, they saying he played a part of it, and he went in and paid his tithes to society, and that's what counts. But getting caught up in mischievous stuff like that, you shouldn't even have to. You shouldn't have to. And I know if Max could give it all back, he would give it all back. Like, what was I thinking? I was already rocking and got people riding this wave and all that. So, but he went and did what he had to do. So a brother like that should be congratulated when he come home, because he know what not to do now. And he could be a good role model for these kids. We could consider that another sacrifice of one of our black brothers that went to jail to tell these kids no. So don't anybody that's going against, why are we praising him because he came home? Because he know what not to do now. And now he's going to be back on top of where, or even better and greater than when he left. So to show these kids, man, I don't need to get in trouble, go get locked up. I might as well just stay out here and be praised and get money and do my thing the right way, man. That's just that. A fact. So this is what we need to do, y'all. We got to stick together, keep doing these movements, man. For real. Get behind the Mandu the Warrior, y'all. We got to figure out or reach out to him and tell him he need to get a GoFundMe page and start that ASAP. For real. I'm going to send my couple dollars in. For real. Whatever else I could do. Pushing on my platform.